The Child Justice Forum, which is a consortium of government, quasi-government, and civil society organizations, continued its annual celebration of the Child Justice Week. Let's take a closer look at this year's event. The Child Justice Week is an annual event celebrated in Zambia aimed at honoring and transforming the child justice sector. This year's event took place from the 9th to the 13th of October with a focus on fostering stakeholder collaboration and effective implementation of the Children's Code Act No. 12 of 2022. This year's theme focused on collaborative implementation of the Children's Code Act and transforming child justice in Zambia. It emphasized the importance of working together to protect and advance the well-being of children. As part of this year's celebration, the Child Justice Forum organized a traditional engagement in Mungule Chiefdom with the goal of enhancing the understanding of traditional leaders in safeguarding children's rights and raising awareness on the Children's Code Act No. 12 of 2022 within the community. The event began with a courtesy call on Chieftainess Mungule, followed by a captivating performance by the drama group. The performances used song and sketch to depict real-life situations related to child protection and safeguarding.
So, mawiki yonsai, every week, ukavera kwa nkalasi, nishini mwai.
Throughout the engagement, the key discussions had revolved around Children's Code Act and some of the key issues that it addresses, such as the duties and responsibilities of parents and children.
So the responsibilities, and as civil society, we also teach them how to behave and how to exercise their rights without stepping on the rights of the parents. So what the law emphasizes is on what is in the best interest of the child.
The event also addressed child marriages and its consequences, diversion, and the protection of children who are victims or witnesses of crime.
And the law, the same Children's Code actually does give the directions on how to make assessments as to whether a child who is in marriage can be withdrawn or not through the social welfare and the courts. Assessments will be done and the courts will actually give orders.
But if your daughter is 16 years, between 16 and 18, the law says you cannot marry off a person who's below the age of 18 years, right? In the past, parents would, when the child is impregnated, they would take the child and abandon onto the man that you remain there. And now you can't do that. When a child has been impregnated and is between 16 and 18, you keep the child at home with you. If the man says, I want to marry her, you cannot do the marriage transaction at that point. So even if your daughter says, I want to get married, do not sit as families, as parents to marry off this child. Because if you do that, you're committing an offense. So what do? You keep your daughter at home with you, wait for her to grow.
The event provided an opportunity for traditional leaders to ask questions on the efficacy of the Children's Code and how it will address the emerging issues. A dedicated Q&A session allowed for an open dialogue and knowledge exchange.
So for me, really, this has been a successful program. It has gone beyond my expectation. I was so impressed to see that the traditional leaders are so eager to learn. They are so willing to know what the new law provides and how they can be helped to understand the law and comply with it. And they were very interactive. They were asking questions. And for us, that's what we're looking for, that's community participation. We want the public to know about the law.
abantu batwisha kabotu kwera mbwetete kukala alimu abana alimu akubayuminisha kumakane achikoro.
I think it's very enlightening to see that the village community is willing to receive this information, and we are glad that they've received it warmly and are willing to implement it. We can see that even if this place is a cultural village, people are willing to embrace the law. And for that, we are most grateful. They have welcomed us, they've welcomed the initiativity by the government to implement this law, and for that, we're most grateful. And we believe, together with the villagers and the community, we shall achieve the aims, the objectives of the Children's Code Act number 12 of 2022.
Mwene mabwerera lero, sembeti teach so every time, sembeti lipenango. Then too, tapempa maningi kuti muzibwera pafupi I think kuzankala change. Ndaba bana bang'ono chalo bana bang'ono ngati baonongeka nishindiye kunongeka kwa chalo ndaba chalo ni bana bang'ono kuti bakulemusha.
The 2023 Child Justice Week in Zambia was a powerful step forward in promoting child justice and safeguarding. Through collaboration and awareness, it showcased the stakeholders' commitment to promoting and advancing the well-being of children in Zambia.